Hi everyone. Okay, so this is going to be the third part of the video, and you notice that the band has two columns here, and then we're going to work on the ribbon part here, which is going to have three columns, because when I tried it with the two, it didn't look as cute, so I switched it to three, and I thought the three was really cute. Even doing four columns might be really cute too. But I'm gonna do the three, and I thought this one was a little too long, so I'm actually gonna, I think I'm gonna make it shorter for this one, just to see what it looks like. So here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put that aside. I'm gonna put this aside too, and I have, let me just readjust my focus here. Okay, so I have like a little less than 2 feet of fishing line. I probably should have cut 2 feet even, but here we go. I'm going to add 2 beads. Whoops. 2 beads on. And I'm going to meet the string, put the strings together. 1 bead on. Separate the strings. And then put a bead on each, and that is going to give me 3. So that's 3 columns there, and it's gonna be like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I have a string. So right now I have a string coming out of the top, this bead and this bead. So I'm gonna I'm gonna take the string that's coming out of the left, and I'm gonna pull it up through this string here. So this left string is going to go up through this bead, okay, and I'm going to pull, and when I pull, everything should come together and it should look like this. Okay, all right, and then I'm going to put a bead on the string, and I'm going to go through this bead that's sticking out. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to add a bead. Okay. I'm going to go through this middle bead here. Oops. Okay. So I'm at the edge right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross the string. So here, I'm going to take the bead and put it on one of the strings. I'm going to take the other string and I'm going to cross it through that bead, and then I'm going to pull it. So if your bead's all to the side, just make sure you pull it tight so that it looks like this. And we're just going to repeat those steps. I'm going to add a bead, and I'm going to go through this top bead. Okay, add a bead. It's basically add one, pick one up, and then we're going to cross. So I'm going to put the bead on, cross the string, and we're going to be here. Okay, here we go again. Remember, it's a pattern. We're doing the same thing over and over and over, okay? And add a bead. Pull it through this bead. And add a bead. Pull it through the top bead. It might be a little confusing at first if you're completely new, but once you get it, you know, because it's a pattern. Once you memorize the pattern, you're good to go. So right, now you're here. Add a bead. And go through the end. Add a bead. Go through the top bead. Then I'm going to add a bead and cross it with both strings. Okay, so let's just see what that looks like. So if I do it here, is this too short? You know, that actually looks kind of cute. Maybe one more length though. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. There is no right or wrong on how long it's going to be. It's all a matter of how long you want it to be. So if you want a long ribbon, make it long. And if you want it to be shorter, then make it shorter. Do what you want, you know? Okay, so that is my first one. I think I'm gonna stop there. I think that's good. So this is my first one. Actually, I'm going to take this string here, and without adding a bead, no bead added, I'm gonna go through the middle and the top. So now the string is coming out of the left and the right. Okay, so it should look like this. Okay, and I'm going to do that again. So that's one. So I'm going to take my string. So let's cut about 2 feet. Okay, and I'm going to do that again. So in case you missed it, because I was going too fast, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 2 beads on, string together, and 1 bead through both strings, or on both strings, and I'm going to separate the string, and then I'm going to put 2 beads, 1 bead on each string, pull it all the way down so that I have this going on. So remember, you have to pull the beads to make this shape. Let me adjust my focus a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to take the string, because there's a string coming out of this bead and there's a string coming out of this one. So I'm going to take the string that's coming out of this one and I'm going to pull it up through this bead. I'm going to take this bottom string, see, I'm taking this bottom string, and then I'm going up through that neighboring bead. So it's going to look floppy until you pull it tight. And when you pull it tight, it should look like this. I'm going to add a bead on that working string, one that I'm using right now. I'm going to go through the next bead. And here I'm going to start the pattern all over again. Add a bead. Oops. Go through the middle bead. And then do you remember what we do here? We're going to cross. So I'm going to take a bead and then I'm going to cross it with the other string. It looks like this right now, so I just pop it into place. And if you're having difficulty with this and it's your first time, or you're a beginner, trust me, this wasn't easy for me when I first started. It takes a little bit of practice, okay? So keep on going. Don't give up. I'm going to cross. I'm going to add a bead. And add a bead. Oh, and add a bead. And it's going to go up through that top bead. And add a bead. I'm going to cross a string. Okay. Add a bead, the middle one. Remember, we always add the bead in the string that's pointing towards the middle, not towards the end. Okay, that's how we build. Add a bead, head towards the middle. Okay, now that we're here, we cross. and add a bead towards the one that's pointing towards the middle. Okay, add a bead, go through that middle bead. We're going to add a bead, we're going to cross. Okay, let's see. Aha, so right now they're both the same, but I'm actually going to make this one a little bit longer. So this one is going to be just a little bit longer than the other one. So I'm going to add a bead, and I'm going to add a bead, and I'm going to cross. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so this one is I added one extra row. So this is my original one, and this one I added one extra row. So an extra row is 3 beads. Okay, I'm going to take this middle, this string that's pointing towards the middle, and without adding a bead, I'm just going to go through the middle and the top bead so that it is coming out like that. Okay, so short side, long side. Here we go. Okay, so do you see how the beads are not even? Right? So this one's slightly lower than that one. So when I tie it, I'm going to add the shorter side on the one that's a little bit lower, and I'm going to tie the longer one to the one that's slightly above. Otherwise it's going to be unbalanced. Okay, so I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to take this string, and I'm going to go through this bead going that way, and I'm going to tie it to the side. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to go through that bead, right? So it looks like this right now, and then I'm going to tie it. Maybe you can come up with a better place to tie it. I kind of put it earlier when I was testing this out. I put it in different places, trying to see the best place to tie it, and for me this was the best place, but I know somebody else might come up with maybe a better place. So I have this right here. It looks like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take this end, and so this whole ribbon is coming out of this bead right here. So I'm going to pick one bead that's lower, and that's where I'm going to tie the shorter one to. So I'm going to go from in to out like that. Okay, and then I'm going to wait, did I make a mistake? No, I'm good. This is the short end. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tie this to like this. Okay, I'm going to double knot it. Again, you can tie this in other places too. It doesn't have to be here. You might find a better place to tie it, and that would be awesome. Just look at that. It's like all stuck there. And so when I flip it over like that, see, now one side is longer than the other. So that doesn't work, right? This side's longer, so that's why I keep it this side. And it's still kind of wonky. Like, I feel like if I had taken those 3 beads out, they would have been equal. So what I'm going to do, since I don't like that, I'm actually going to take this string that I tied here, and I'm going to pin it to one of these beads right here a little bit so it doesn't move around. So I'm kind of cheating, kind of adjusting the height of this ribbon here because I knew it wasn't going to be completely balanced because they're different lengths. So what I did was I just took this string, this extra string, and I just tied it onto this bead so it wouldn't move. Okay, so this one is tied, and then so that's good. And this one will hang lower. Let's check that. Okay, I think that is good. So I'm gonna pin this one too. And pin this right. Let's see. Right here. What am I doing? I'm not even sure. I just want these ribbons to kind of stay put, so I'm tying them down a little bit to see if that helps. See, the problem is this one is longer right now, and I just thinking, it's weird because when I made this one, see, this one is the longer one, but it hung really nicely. So even though this one is longer, it looks pretty balanced, right? Whereas this one is not hanging as nice. So I guess it's the way it's hanging is not hanging as nicely as the other one. And so this one looks unbalanced where this is a little bit longer. So I guess what I should have done, I could have tied it a little bit higher. But other than that, super cute. Okay, so I'm going to put some, I'm going to add some nail polish on my knots. And I'm going to tie it off. Nope, I already tied it off. I'm just going to add some nail polish and I'm going to cut these knots off. Okay. Let me see one more time. Yeah, that one is sticking out a lot. I think, I'm wondering if I should adjust this one more time. See if I stick those two together close, that looks pretty good too. Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna leave this as it is. Okay, and I'm just gonna cut this off because this is the back side of the bow, so no one is going to be looking here. All right, so my bows are done. This is the, I guess they're both the same, huh? For some reason I thought this was gonna be smaller, but they're both about the same size. So this is my bow. Oops, sorry, this is my bow. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Yeah, try different color combinations, see what you get. Bye everybody.